Hi guys, so I kind of just wanted to make a update video about myself. I haven't made a video in a really long time, and I kind of figured that it was time. Um, so for those who don't know or don't follow me on Instagram, the link to my Instagram will be below in my little description area. I lost over 140 pounds. So my life is completely transformed, and I am no longer obese. A healthy, active adult, and living, or just basically trying to live my best life. Um, so a lot of people wonder, like, when you lose the weight, how is life any different? And one topic I wanted to touch on was how my life has changed in regards to binge eating. Binge eating. The way I even got so big was because I used to binge eat all the time. Um, I was basically the biggest emotional eater ever. Like, I could consume over 5,000 calories in one sitting. And it was really crazy because during my binge eating episodes, it's kind of like my mind would go into this autopilot mode, and I could just keep eating and eating and eating, and I would feel physically full, and I could be feeling really sick, but I would continue to eat. So, in order for me to lose all that weight, I had to stop those binge eating episodes. Because those of you who've gone on a weight loss journey know that if you go on a lifestyle change and you are good for, let's say, 5 days in a row and you're in a deficit, but then on one day you have a huge binge eating episode, that kind of negates your effort for those previous days. So then you're kind of in this limbo and you don't lose weight. So I really had to work hard to overcome my binge eating. So for a while, I really had to fight the urge to stop binging. I would have to, like, there would be nights where I would lay in bed and I would be shaking and shaking and wanting to kind of just stuff my face with all the sweets in the world, but I wouldn't give in to the urge. Um, so it was really hard for me, for someone like me that struggled with binge eating for like 20 plus years of my life. It was really hard for me to give up on that bad habit. So as I went through my weight loss journey, my first goal was to make my binge eating habits, I guess, to make less of them, to kind of lessen the amount of times that I binge ate, because it's kind of hard to just completely like stop binge eating. So I don't know if for those who struggle, you it's really hard to get out of that habit. But I would set these small goals for myself, like basically um, I would be like, okay, I'm only going to binge eat or attempt to only binge eat once this week. And then once I made that a habit, I would be like, okay, I'm only going to binge eat once every 2 weeks. So slowly, once I kept doing that, I was able to break out of that habit to the point where I think the longest time that I had gone without binge eating was over a year. And that was amazing for me. Um, So yeah, losing over 140 pounds, I had to stop binge eating. There were times during my whole journey where I did have relapses, where I would binge eat again. So some people wonder, why did it take you like 3 plus years to lose over 140 pounds? Like, there's people that, they posted on Instagram or YouTube that they lost 100 pounds in 6 months. But for me to really mentally transform, like, it took me a lot of time. Like, I needed to make some permanent changes. And these permanent changes took time. So, a lot of people don't know that although I was able to lose this amount of weight, I failed so many times along the way. Like, I can't tell you how many times I failed. Like, there would be times where I would lose like 50 pounds, and then for like a 3 month period, I would just battle, like, gain 10 pounds, lose 10 pounds. I think there was even a period of time when I gained 20 pounds. Um, it was just a onward battle, and the reason for that battle was due to my binge eating relapses. Um, I think for like those that deal with an eating disorder, it kind of just sticks with you for your entire life. Like, you can't, well, for me, I don't want to speak for everyone. I can't completely get rid of it. Like, when I'm in a really bad emotional state, I have to really, really sit there and fight the urge and kind of like convince myself not to binge. And it's just really hard. And anytime that like I'm in a new situation or something different happens in my life, it somehow triggers a binge, and I don't understand why. Like, I'm trying to understand that about myself. For example, like when I go on trips for work, I have this mindset like, okay, I'm in this new state for a limited amount of time, so I want to enjoy the food here as much as I can. So I will stuff my face and I will have a terrible binge eating episode for the days that I'm there, and that's pretty bad as well. But anyways, now that kind of describes my history with binge eating and how I struggle with it, and just how I'm still capable of relapses. Let me give you a little insight about my current state. So I had another relapse. I got to my lowest weight of 140 pounds. So when I got to that weight, I was just like, I made it. This was my goal weight, and this is it for me. But little did I know that, well, actually, I did know this, that if I ate like crazy, I was going to gain weight. But I just got so excited that I started eating like crap again. And slowly I started to binge eat once again. And um, another thing with me is any type of celebration calls for binge eating. Like, I was like, I lost a lot of weight, woohoo, let's celebrate. Oh, let's celebrate again. Let's keep celebrating. So I brought myself back to the situation where I gained 10 pounds. So I'm around 150 pounds. Actually, I gained 12 pounds. So I'm like 152 pounds, which I really do not like. I am really uncomfortable with my body at the moment. And yeah, so this relapse has taught me that I really need to start being more careful. Um, this whole binge eating thing is going to be something that will be part of my life forever. And as sad as that sounds, it's true. Not that I'm going to struggle every day, but I have the potential of relapsing. And when I do relapse, I need to find a way to get myself out of it quick. Um, and the thing is, like, when I do have those relapses, it's really hard to convince myself to get out of it. Like, I'm in that phase, and I love how, I guess, binge eating makes me feel for the moment. Well, not like the after effect, but I love like being able to sit there with a abundant amount of food and just stuff myself with all these sweets, because in my mind I'm like, oh, I couldn't have these for so long, and now I can have all of it, or I just get super excited, and it's just like I want all the sweets in the world. And I also have to take the time to recognize my binge eating triggers. One of my biggest binge eating triggers is Krispy Kreme donuts. The raspberry filled Krispy Kreme donut is to die for, and I could eat a dozen of those in one sitting. Um, so, yeah, um, I'm really working hard to get out of this whole binge eating mindset and get better Just because I lost over 140 pounds does not mean that I'm completely cured from binge eating and that I can't relapse. And there are still days that I struggle. So, for anyone out there that is trying to lose a lot of weight, just know that it's okay to fail. Just keep getting back up, because every time you get back up, you get stronger. So, if one thing I can tell you is that every time I've had my relapses and I've gotten out of it, it's kind of helped me gain confidence in myself to be able to pull myself out of those relapses. Um, so, yeah, I just thought I'd give everyone an update. And so far, I am about a week in without binge eating, which is really good because the past 2 weeks I was binging every 3 days. So one weekend with no binge eating, I'm going to keep going and try to make it as long as I can. And I'm going to try my best to eliminate those triggers out of my life, and I will be back to my best self soon. I know myself really well, and I know I can pull myself out of it. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.